Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a series I've enjoyed for a long time. When I was very young, I saw the occasional episode of Duel Monsters, and when I was a bit older, I watched all of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Except for the final season, that is, because it never got a dub. And as a side note, the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX opening is probably the most early 2000s thing ever, and I love it. But I never played the card game until around 2018, when me and a friend both got into the mobile game Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Duel Links is pretty much a stripped down version of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game for mobile. And at the time I was pretty good at it. I had what was one of, if not the best deck in the game when I played, Red Eyes Zombie Dragon. The deck worked by putting cards in and out of the graveyard to summon, well, the Red Eyes Zombie Dragon, and control the board. I was good, don't get me wrong, but I was never the best. I was high plat for a couple seasons, but never hit King of Games. And recently, on a whim, I decided to pick up Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I'd never played the full modern incarnation of Yu-Gi-Oh! Before, but I knew it was absurdly complicated. And oh boy is it complicated. The average number of words on a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card is 74. 74 words! So, when I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, I knew I had to have a deck that was good, without having combos that go on for 5 years. At the recommendation of the friend I used to play Duel Links with, I decided to pick up Monarchs. It's a fairly simple deck that revolves around tribute summoning monsters to shut down your opponent's options. It's also a very cheap deck to build as it doesn't require an extra deck. This means that it only requires around 40 cards to make instead of some decks that require over 60. The trade-off is that it can brick a lot easier compared to some of those other decks that can more easily get to their win condition. So, after getting my cards together, me and my friend decided to play a few games so that I could familiarize myself with my cards. And to my surprise, it actually wasn't that hard to understand what I had to do. And I even won a couple of the games. So I decided to take my cards to ranked mode, and immediately started racking up wins. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't all smooth sailing. There were some games where my opponent had a counter for everything I tried to do, and some games where I just bricked entirely. Also, a couple games where it seemed like I was playing against a bot whose sole purpose in life was to lose as fast as possible. I'm not even kidding, just look at this guy's name. The hardest part about getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! For a new player isn't putting a good deck together, and it's not trying to understand how your deck works either. The hardest part, undoubtedly, is trying to understand how your opponent's deck works. Each and every one of your opponent's cards is a wall of text. Because of this, you have no idea what each card does without reading it in its entirety. This is both not fun and very time-consuming. And because of this, you have no idea which card you're supposed to counter in that really long combo they're doing. Even with this big flaw, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is still the only card game I come back to. Something about it just feels right. Even if someday another card game comes out that I enjoy more, Yu-Gi-Oh! Will always hold a special place in my heart. But you'll never catch me playing that shit in real life, it's way too fucking complicated.